Welcome to Business Influencers. Hope everyone is having a great week. Again, if you're new to Business Influencers and TALRadio, we highly encourage you to follow us here at Business Influencers. And again, if you have any questions to any prior shows that you've watched, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to address for you or put you in touch with the subject matter expert to address directly. We welcome any new people to Business Influencers, and we are here and committed to move your business and your level of influence to the next level, whether if that is with your brand, business, or both simultaneously. Today's show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types, an opportunity to rekindle old relationships and perhaps meet new people for the first time. They've recently just added an athlete's corner, an opportunity for professional athletes now transitioning into everyday life, an opportunity to meet other athletes where they can share their insights and their processes of how they made that transition from professional sports to everyday life. It's a great, great platform. Check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. Well, we have a great show for you today. We are going to be talking about the eggshell effect. And we're going to be with Joel Holc and with a little information about him before we start. And you're going to know what this eggshell effect is after Joel goes through it. So Joel is an energy awareness coach and an emerging author in healing arts. His book, The Eggshell Effect, reveals the story of how he discovered the source of his lifetime of illness and how he powerfully transformed his health beyond the limitations set for him by the conventional medical establishment. You're going to learn more about his book here later. And in his book and in his work with clients, he creates a space for others to become self-aware in a way that enables them to tap into their energy source, a source that empowers them to choose freely throughout their life's journey. Now, Joel discovered his approach to self-healing while battling a severe autoimmune disease, one that had conventional medical practitioners diagnose him with a lifetime in a wheelchair. His transformation is based around the alternative of his lifestyle, which includes a plant-based diet, spiritual awareness and connection, and emotional growth. So you're going to hear a lot of great things. I could go on and on and on about Joel. He's going to share some insights from his past about his journey and how this can help you put your well-being as first in order and then begin to elevate your brand, your business, and your level of influence to the next level. And without further ado, we welcome Joel, host of the show. Joel, how you doing?
I am. Thanks, Folk.
Great to have you here. So, Joel, let's talk a little bit about, the eggshell effect. What is the eggshell effect? If you can kind of talk about that from the perspective from your journey from overcoming a life-changing situation with your well-being to where you are today.
Sure. So this is a great question. And really what I discovered for me to be the eggshell effect, it's a short question with a long answer, if it's okay with you, Christopher. Okay. So in 2013, my mom passed away in the spring of 2013. I was with her in Israel. I'm originally from Israel. I was with her in a house as she passing away, stayed there for another 7 days, came back after that, came home. And the following day after I came home, my wife at the time say, I'm leaving. So in a week time, I lost my mom and I lost my wife that I loved them both dearly. And wanting to die, it's an understatement. I did not want to kill myself, but I just lost the drive to.
You lost the drive, yeah.
To live. I have 2 kids from my first marriage that I was raising them myself prior to getting married on my second marriage. So they were home. So I stayed again with my 2 kids, running multiple businesses, running multiple employees, projects, just doing a lot of things and battling an autoimmune disease. So life was hard and busy. But when I lost the drive to live, and I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't function. I just life was really, really struggle. And eventually I asked myself the most important question of my life is, how did I get here? What happened? Like when I was a kid, this was never a dream of mine to be in this situation. Like my dreams are completely different. And I had to go back in time to understand how everything is connected. There is no accident how I end up where I
Yes,
end up.
absolutely.
There's no accident how I end up where I end up. Everything is connected. My health, my wealth, my social life, my marriage, everything is connected. And I remember when I was, and around that time, as things start to open up, I remember when I was 10 years old, and I grew up in a farm in Israel. And in the farm, we had with the kids, we were working all the time. So anybody that's growing up in a farm, as soon as you're able to walk, you're able to work. And so we had a petting zoo that the kids ran the petting zoo. And we had one adult that supervised the kids to make sure that we don't hurt ourselves, to make sure that we don't hurt the animals, to know what to do, how to take care of the animals. And that particular day, as insignificant that I thought, I didn't even think about this day for 35 years, but that particular day I was working in the shed that we had in the petting zoo, that where we had indoor animals, and we also had an incubator for eggs that were abandoned. And I was sweeping the floor, and all of a sudden I see a chick trying to break through the eggshell. I was fascinated. I have never seen something like this before in my life. And then I was frozen. I just see the chick trying to break the eggshell and stop. And try to break the eggshell again and stop. And it was a long time. And I was concerned for the chick. So I reached with my arm to help the chick to break the eggshell. And it just happened to be that the older gentleman that was there to supervise us and the kids and to supervise to make sure that we don't hurt animals just happened to be standing next to me. And as soon as I didn't see him, but as soon as he saw my arm reaching out to help towards the egg, he immediately grabbed it and said, "Don't touch him." And I was kind of surprised and said, "I want to help the chick to break the eggshell." And he told me something. They say that chick have to break the eggshell by himself or by herself to be able to build the muscles to survive outside the eggshell. So if I will actually help the chick to break the eggshell, I will actually kill him, because once he will come out of the eggshell, he will not have the muscles that he needs to get up and to start to live his life. I didn't think about it too much at the time. I was 10 years old. I thought, okay, whatever you say. Fast forward 45 years later, as I was asking myself the question is, how did I get here? And I realized that all the fears that ran my life, throughout all my life, all what they did is just building up an eggshell around myself to protect myself from the world. And when everything broke and everything was too limited and everything did not work no more, I faced with a choice. Am I going to break the eggshell myself and see what is available on the other side? Or am I going to surrender and shrink and just stay safe inside the eggshell? I'm blessed and I'm thankful that whatever was the energy that sourced me to choose to break the eggshell, this is really what I chose to break the eggshell. And it's not that I did not try to stay inside the eggshell and just forget about everything and just surrender. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. The pain was so great that I could not stay there anymore. And there is so much life outside for us living outside the eggshell that we're building ourselves. So This is a long answer to a short question.
Oh, it's great, Joel, because first of all, it really sets the tone of what the eggshell effect is about. And, again, using, how you went back to your childhood and where you brought this back into into that moment where you were going through this very difficult time. So with that being said, other people could have their own eggshell effect, whether if it's in business, whether if it's in their personal lives, so with their well-being. It could just be about anything, any kind of challenge. And if we enable somebody through that time, then we're not really helping them. That sometimes we have to go through something difficult, through something very challenging, because we learn from it as an opportunity for something better to happen, something good to come from it. Can you talk about that from your perspective, what you went through with this life change, like where your health just took a turn at the time for the worst, and everyone was telling you that, hey, this is the way it's going to be, but how you turned it around and said, hey, I'm going to turn this into an opportunity to overcome and become more and be able to really now, maybe not at the time you didn't think that, but now that you've turned this around and turned this into something you could help others.
Yeah. So great point. And at the time when this is all happened, I was living, as most people do, in a survival mode. Yeah. And we're not aware that we're living in a survival mode, because most people say, hey, you're living in survival mode. They say, what are you talking about? I don't live in a survival mode. This is the survival mode that I'm talking about. And I could not, I just survived, and I survived everything. I survived my businesses. I survived my relationships. I survived my health. I survived my parenting. It was just one surviving after another. And the ability to break through the eggshell, the first thing is to become aware of what's sourcing us. We cannot really create. Our creation is very limited when we're creating from a survival mode. Now, usually when people feel pain, when they feel suffering, we think that it's a bad thing, and we think this is the end. This is the end. Whatever it is, at the end of the business, the end of the relationship, the end of life, whatever it is, it's not. There is so much more for us to grow and to learn from every obstacle. An obstacle is an opportunity to grow. An obstacle is an opportunity to become better. Even if we're looking at the business world, most of the things in the business world were creating because something else did not work. And so then there was another invention that came after that. Then there was business owners always do that. We create from breakdowns. We're not usually most businesses, most people don't create when everything going well. When everything going well, we think it will stay well forever.
Yeah, we become complacent and then eventually bored. But so we're not stretching ourselves to do things to constantly be proactive towards our health, rather than becoming complacent and then later reacting to it when something does go wrong.
Correct. So when we are actually sourcing our life, not from a survival mode, then we can take care of our health. We can take care of our relationship. We can take care of our financing. We can take care of, because we're creating what we want. We're not surviving and reacting and reacting and reacting. It's very, very difficult to create from reaction.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that you learned during this process to take more control over the control you could at the time, and to turn this from reacting into responding, either reviewing your options, things that people told you that were impossible, but then you began to respond and look for ways that it could be, I can remove the I am and make it possible.
Yeah. So just letting you know, when I was a kid, and I did not, when I went to school, and in Israel, the kids learn English, I think 4th grade, we start learning English. And when my classmates start to study English, and the teacher came to me, she said, Joel, you're not smart enough to learn English. Like, they pulled me out of the English class because they did not want to confuse me. And the doctor told me I will not be able to walk. And I mean, I used to overcome from very early age. But what I learned through the process of healing myself and really and feeling the pain and experience the pain is that energetically, everything that we do coming from two energy sources. Everything. Now, how I discovered that, as I shared with you earlier, I knew that when my life fell apart, I knew that everything is connected. And I say, okay, where did it coming from? And for us to understand how we get here, we have to start going backwards to see really what connects us to here. And it took me all the way to the last day of first grade, as we finished class, as we finished the year, and the teacher walked around the classroom and gave all the kids the report card and the diploma to complete first grade and welcome to go to second grade. And my diploma, I would say, welcome to go to second grade. There was a black marker and say, Joel, you don't go to second grade. You have to do first grade again. So as a 7-year-old, the logic thing that happened is smart kids going to second grade. So in my mind, stupid kids don't go to second grade, and I'm stupid. And how will I survive life as being stupid? And eventually I was diagnosed with dyslexia. But it took many, many years after that to really to understand what's going on. But at the time, the teachers thought that I know it's not politically correct to use this word, but this is the real words that I remember as a kid. Like, they told my mom that I'm retarded, that I cannot continue going to a public school. I have to go to special school. And my mom, God bless her soul, she said, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's not retarded. Something is off. He's normal, just something is off. So I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody by using this word.
Not at all. Not at all.
But this is what I remember as a 7-year-old. Like, this is what I was told. This is what I heard. So how can I survive my life as a 7-year-old that I did not feel that I knew something is off with me because I couldn't read and write, but I did not feel that I'm off. Like, I felt great. I felt great to be me. So it was really living with the secret and living with the shame and living with, just think about going to school for, I probably learned how to semi-read when I was at 8th grade. So throughout 13 years of schooling, I suffered for all day long. And I was terrified that people will know the secret that I can't read and write. So this is part of the eggshell effect that I build around myself to protect myself. But the point is that the fear energy that got attracted to me to put me in a survival mode kept running my life until I was 45 years old. And knowing that this is what forced me to run to the businesses that I ran, attracting the business partners that I attracting the intimate romantic relationship women that I attract into my life, and tracking the sickness, like living with fear, living with a secret, living with in a shame for so many years. It's having an impact physically. No surprise I got sick. I'm talking about today having dyslexia. Like, hey, what did you have for breakfast? I have dyslexia. I was ashamed of it for most of my life. I did not tell nobody that I have this. I built businesses. I had multiple businesses, and I still have multiple businesses today. The only reason that I got involved in businesses is because I never want to work for somebody that this person will say, hey, Joel, here is a report. We needed to read it. We needed to tell us what you think, or whatever it is. I was never want to be in control of somebody else that might go to find the fact that I can't read and write. This is the only reason that I got into business. I had no desire to make money. I had no desire to be a business. Like, it was never a desire. I grew up in a farm. Like, it was never really a desire for me. I train horses. I work with cows. Like, I love that stuff. But owning my own business as a kid, owning my own business was never a drive for me. The only reason that I got to own my own businesses is because I did not want nobody to find that I can't read and write. Today, I write a book, I talk about it. But in the process of finding out how much fear energy impact my life and my choices, I realized that the opposite energy that's sourcing us outside of fear is the energy of love. Mm. And when we are aware that we are operating from the energy of fear right now, we can stop it and we can choose. Do I want to keep reacting, or do I want to create from the energy of love? Everything that we do in our life, it's either coming from the responding and reacting to the energy of fear, or choosing and creating from the energy of love.
Wow, it's powerful. And it is true, Joel. Like, fear, people don't realize how gripping fear can be, and how it can, when our minds are in the past and the future, it just takes us down this, it just escalates our situations. It places more of our control outside the control we can't control. So I love the fact that you said, love is a healing energy. We could tap into it at any time. You just have to choose that. And what would you recommend, somebody that's listening here that's struggling in their business, maybe struggling with a health issue, struggling in a relationship with themselves or somebody else, somebody that's just in a challenging situation and is right now paralyzed in the grip of fear? What would be the first thing that you would suggest that they do?
Consider that whatever anybody that's going through in life right now, that this is an opportunity for them to grow. There's an opportunity. I don't know exactly, obviously, whoever listened to the call, I don't know exactly whatever they're going through, but people going through stuff all the time. But consider that whatever we experience right now, it's an opportunity to grow if we choose to. But we really have to really understand how everything is connected. Everything, as I shared earlier, it's like a chain. Everything is connected. There is no accident of why we are where we are in our life. Everything is connected. And if things don't go the way that you want to, it's an opportunity. And as everything connected in the past, also everything is connected in our present. We're living one life. And I know I talk to a lot of people that I coach them in their personal life, people that I coach them in their business. And I always say, we don't live two lives. There is no 9 to 5 life and 5 to 9 life. It's all one. It's how we're doing anything, is how we're doing everything. Everything is connected. If we have life that is not working for us in one area of our life at home, it's coming with us to work. Or if life at work does not work, it's coming to us at home. So it's all can be in alignment. But just understand that it's not the end of the world, and it's an opportunity to learn and to grow and to break a piece of your eggshell.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I love that the eggshell effect. Somebody like yourself, overcoming all these challenges and obstacles, and how you turn this into something good. Any other insight that you would give to somebody that, from your experience, do you say that what you went through actually strengthened you and made you stronger and really helped to really create the life and the business that you now enjoy today moving forward?
So I'm jumping right now 100 hours or as long as it will take people together. So I'm giving you the cherry on top of the cake. Learn to love yourself. Because if you learn to love yourself, you will understand. So when we love ourselves, we will be thankful for who we are right here, right now. And if we're thankful for who we are right here, right now, we understand that everything that we experience in our life brought us to where we are right now. So we cannot turn back to things that did not work out in our life and say, I hate this, I don't like this, I wish this didn't happen. If these things did not happen, you will not be who you are today. If we look, everybody has something in their life that we think instinctively, oh, I wish this did not happen. If this did not happen, you will not be who you are today. Now, there is value to that if you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, we can point back and say, hey, I'm blaming what happened back then. This person hurt me. This relationship hurt me. What this business deal hurt me. Whatever it is, this business partner hurt. Whatever it is, we can blame. But then it's really, we are losing the fact of loving ourselves. If we're loving ourselves, instantly can commit it to be loved everything that brought to us into our life so far. And then we're becoming free. So, but it's take time. I will tell you that I coach many, many people. And most people, when I ask them, who do you love? They don't say, I love myself. They love the husband, the wife, the kids, the parents, the mom, the coworkers.
Yeah, not themselves. It's like the oxygen mask theory. You got to put the mask on yourself before you can help somebody else.
Correct.
Joel, this is some powerful information. We want to make sure that the listeners that are listening and those listening later get to know you and more insights that you can provide them about the eggshell effect and helping people to move through their challenges, to embrace that, to learn how to love themselves. How can people get in contact with you and anything you like to provide them? And also, how can they get a copy of the Eggshell Effect, My Journey from Fear?
So great. Anybody can actually go to joelholc.com and they can send me a message. They can buy the book from there. If they want any support, I'd be happy to support anybody that feel that I can actually help them to move forward.
Great. Well, we highly encourage everybody to reach out to Joel, browse his website, get your hands on his book. Maybe this could be a great gift for Christmas or any kind of holiday. It doesn't matter what it is or any time. And again, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of this particular journey that Joel went on and how he went from not loving himself to learning to love himself. And I think, again, this would be something that could be a great gift to yourself and others that you care about. Reach out to Joel. And again, Joel, anything real quick, final thought that you would like to share with the listeners?
I know we're close to the holidays right now. We're ending up 2022 and we're welcoming 23 to our life. So I really wish everybody happy New Year, happy holidays, and really love yourself.
Awesome. Well, we love that. Everybody get to know Joel here, reach out to him. And Joel, thank you so much for your time today. We greatly appreciate it. Listeners, we thank you each and every week joining us here at Business Influencers. Till next time, we'll have another subject matter expert like Joel here to share their life story, their insights in helping to move your life and business to the next level. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you then.